So hello and good morning students. I welcome you again to your grammar classes, and today we are going to start with a new topic, that is direct and indirect speech. Okay. Now what is direct and indirect speech, and what is the need for us to study this? Okay, is it really useful for us or not? So these are the questions which come into your mind. Okay. So see, direct and indirect speech is actually very simple if you try to understand in the usage of our day-to-day life. Direct and indirect speech, actually we are using it in day-to-day life. Daily you are using it, but you don't know what is direct and what is indirect speech. Okay. Now direct speech are like when we both are talking, when two friends are talking, standing and just delivering their dialogues. Okay, how are you, what are you doing nowadays? Oh, nowadays I'm actually doing this job, that job. And then so when they both are talking, they are talking directly to each other. Okay, and that speech is actually direct speech. Now, if when two friends are talking and the third one is trying to narrate the exact thing to somebody else, okay, the two friends, they were talking there and he was saying this, then he replied this. So what is this? This is indirect. Means whatever they are saying, okay, it is being narrated to somebody else the next day or that same day. It doesn't matter. But it is being narrated by somebody else, okay, and to the third person. So that is indirect speech. Now here when two people are standing and talking to each other, that is direct speech. So actually we are using all direct and indirect speech in our day-to-day life. Okay. But many a times, what happens, people try to use this direct and indirect speech in a wrong way. So you need to know what are the correct things and what are the mistakes that we should avoid. It is just as simple as that. Okay. So that is why we are going to study direct and indirect speech today. Now, while writing, when we write direct speech, okay, so how do we write? Like we write comma, okay, and whenever we write the exact words spoken by someone, we put them in double inverted commas. Okay, so like Ram said, I am going to Mumbai. Okay, full stop. Now Ram said, I am going to Mumbai. Now this is direct speech. What speech is this? This is direct. And why it is direct? Because whatever Ram said, the exact words are being quoted here. Okay. Now, if you are going to write the indirect speech of the same thing, okay, how you are going to write? Ram said that he was going to Mumbai. And full stop. Now, what is the difference between the direct and indirect speech here? What is the difference? You can see the difference that in direct speech, whatever Ram said, his exact words are being quoted here in double inverted commas. Okay, it is double inverted commas. This is double inverted commas. And in indirect speech, the double inverted commas are removed. Okay, this comma is replaced by that. Okay, it takes this place, and then we are not changing the tense. Tense, you're not supposed to change. Yes, you're supposed to change the tense, but we'll change the first person into second person. I am going to Mumbai, yes, but here he was going to Mumbai. So in direct and indirect speech, you're going to change the tense also. Tense and person. Both these changes you're going to do. Whereas in active passive, we never used to change the tense. And in direct and indirect speech, you're going to change the tense. So these things you have to remember in this. Okay. So now let us study through examples so that you understand it better. Now students, for changing direct speech into indirect speech, there are certain grammatical changes which you need to know. And there are many rules related to each and every changes. Okay. So first we start with rule number 1. So what is this rule number 1? If the reporting verb is a past tense, the tense of the verb in the reported speech must be changed to past tense. So this is your first rule. Now first, to understand the first rule, you must first know that what is reporting verb and what is reported speech. Okay. So if the reporting verb, so what is the reporting verb? I gave you in the first example. Like again, I will take another. Ram said, comma. Okay. Sita is coming. Okay, Sita is coming. Now, what is the reporting verb here? The reporting verb is said. This is reporting verb. You must understand what is reporting verb and what is reported speech. And this is reported speech. Is that it? Reporting verb and reported speech. This has been reported, said. This is Ram is reporting. So Ram said Sita is coming. Now while changing this, so if the reporting verb is a past tense, this is past tense here, said, okay. The tense of the verb in the reported speech, this, in the reported, the tense of the verb, even this is the helping verb and coming is the main verb, okay. So both these, so we'll have to change this, okay. Reported speech must be changed to past tense. Now this is what? This is present tense, present continuous. So we'll be changing it into past continuous. If it is past continuous, we'll change into past perfect continuous. Okay. So if it is present tense, we'll change into past tense. If it is past tense, we'll change into past perfect tense, not future. Okay. Past perfect tense. So one step ahead you must remember always. Okay. So but only if reporting verb is past tense, only then. Okay. So now let us change this. So what will be the indirect speech of this? Ram said that. Okay. This comma will always take the place of that. Ram said that Sita was coming. Okay, and you will remove the double inverted commas and this comma also. Only full stop will come in the end in the indirect speech. Okay, this you have to remember. Now, there is an exception to rule number 1. So, this is rule number 1 and there is one exception also. And what is that exception? What is the exception? That if the reporting verb is in past tense, suppose if this is past tense, but here if it is some universal truth or habitual truth, okay, in that case the verb will not change, it will remain the same. So that is the exception. Suppose I give you one example. Okay, suppose Ram said, okay, Sita gets up at 5, okay, 5 in the morning. In the morning. Okay. So this is her habit to get up early morning at 5 o'clock. So this is a habitual truth, isn't it? So or you can take one more example like Ram said, sun rises in the east. sun rises in the east. Now what is this? This is universal truth, isn't it? So both these cases, okay? So this is exception to rule number 1. Okay, this you have to remember. So this is rule number 1 and this is exception. But if the reporting verb is past tense, but here in the reported speech, if it is a universal truth or a habitual truth, in that case the tense will not change, it will remain same. And how will you do this? Ram said that Sita gets up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So this is a habit. Now Ram said that sun rises in the east. Ram said that sun rises in the east. So that you are going to put that here. It is going to replace, this, that. Okay, and this you are going to remove. We will remove. So all the rules we will follow. Only thing, the tense we are not going to change. It will remain as it is. Okay, like present tense will not change into past tense. Here, if it is Sita gets up early in the morning, so this is present tense. We are not going to change the tense. And here, rises in the east. This is present tense. We are not going to change it. Okay. So this is exception to rule number 1. You must remember this. Now let us do rule number 2 also. Now let us understand another rule. That is rule number 2. Now what does the rule number 2 say? Let us read it first. If the reporting verb is a present tense, okay, is in present tense, okay, or a future tense, the tense of the verb in the reported speech is not changed or will not change at all. Okay. Now see, for example, let us understand through an example. For example, if the servant says, what is this? Present tense. Okay. So reporting verb is in a present tense. This is present tense. So the servant says, comma, tea is ready. Okay. This is one sentence. Let us take one more sentence where we are going to write future tense. For example, the teacher will say. Now this is future, isn't it? This is future, will and shall, future. Will say, the child is intelligent. Now, see, present tense is here, even here it is present tense. Now, we are not going to change it into past tense. Why? When the reporting verb is in present tense or reporting verb is in future tense. Present tense or future tense. In this case, we are not going to change the tense here. This, we are not going to change. It will remain as it is. Okay, so how we are going to write the answer here? The servant says tea is ready. The servant says tea is ready. Okay. The teacher will say that the child is intelligent. Okay. The servant says that, it will replace that, tea is ready. The servant says that tea is ready. Okay. The teacher will say that the child is intelligent. I hope now you must have understood, isn't it? So when, verb is in present tense or in future tense, in that case the reported speech, okay, it will remain as it is. The tense we are not going to change. The tense will remain same. Okay. So the tense of the verb in the reported speech, so this is the reported speech, okay, is not changed. We are not going to change it. So this is rule number 2 which you must remember. Okay. And with these are 2 examples which I have already explained. I hope you must have understood rule number 2. Now let us see if there is an no. Now we'll understand with rule number 3. Children, we have rule number 3. Okay, so this is the third rule which you need to understand. Pronouns and possessive adjectives. You have already studied about pronouns. What are pronouns? They are used in place of nouns. And what are adjectives? Which tells you something about the noun. They are adjectives. But what are possessive pronouns? Even that you have understood. You have studied. Okay, so let us study like your and all that. Okay, so that is possessive adjectives only. Now pronouns and possessive adjectives of the first and second person. Of the first, like I, and second person, he. Okay. In direct speech are changed into third person. So if in the direct speech, if pronouns and possessive adjectives are of the first and second person, then while changing into indirect speech, it will change into third person. Okay. Now, see, this is the table which I have written here for you to understand. See. Now, I, singular I, you. Now, you is the only, you and your is the only word which you can use for singular also and plural also, isn't it? Like if for the single person I can say, oh, you are really very naughty. For one boy I can tell him, no, you are very naughty. So I am using this word you for a singular person also. And I can also say you children are really naughty. So you, I am using you for plural also. So here I and you in the singular, my, your. Okay, both. This my is also singular, my possessive adjective, and your is also possessive adjective. Now this will change if these words you find in the direct speech, they will change into he, she, his, her. Now same thing for the plural also. We and you. Okay, we people, and you for you, all children. So plural. And even our and your, these are possessive adjectives. Okay, they become they and their. So all these they will change into they and their. Okay, so this you have to remember that pronouns and possessive adjectives, they will change if they are in first or second person, they will change into third person. Now let us understand this by examples. Okay, for example, if I say Ram said I am ill. Okay, I am ill. Now I is what? This is singular and first person. So this will change into the third person. See, Ram said that he was ill. Isn't it? So I will change into he. First person into third person, you will change it. Now suppose if, let us take one more example. For example, if I say, he said, my pen is lost. My pen is lost. Okay. So let us make the indirect speech. He said that his pen was lost. So this, isn't it? My will change into his. My will change into his. Or example. Now children, rule number 3, we have already learned that certain changes are there in the first person and second person and third person. Like when first and second person they are changed into third person, isn't it? That you learned in third rule. But you have to note down something. And what is that? Like if the person addressed reports the speech, the second person is changed to first person. Just the reverse of it. Now what is here? You try to understand this. If the person addressed, now here who is, see this example, who is addressed here? He said to me. Like when somebody else says, no, like he said to me, you are stupid. So who said? He said. And about me he said. Now when I am reporting it to somebody else, obviously at that time what will happen? It will change into first person. Okay. So for me, I will be using I, isn't it? So he said to me, you are stupid. He said to me, you are stupid. That means I am stupid, isn't it? So what? In indirect speech, I want to write. Okay. He. Now said to will always change into told. Okay. This you must remember. That said to will change into told. Okay. So he told me. Calls in that. You will change into I was. Present tense. So was. I was stupid. Full stop. Okay. So see the change. This will change, this just a reverse into first person. I hope you must have. So this in the rule 3 you must note this. Okay, that first person and second person we were changing into third person. Now here the second person you are going to change into the first person. Okay, so this you have to keep it in mind.